In this video we're going to be looking at how to create images in Unreal Engine, and for this we're going to make a new little environment with some interesting assets from Quixel Bridge. We're going to use this door frame, which is quite high resolution. We'll create some nice effects, so we're going to make a new folder for it. And then, like we've done before, we're going to make a lot of copies of it to create some interesting space. So holding in Alt and dragging around and selecting more and more of them. I changed the snapping so that the snapping will allow me to make quick adjustments in its snaps to the grid. So we're going to try and make some interesting kind of column-like space. Select all of them, and if we have too many, then remember we can right-click on the folder and select all dependencies, and then we can continue to make copies to make this even deeper. And maybe we do this one more time. To make a really deep space. And then let's put a roof, a simple roof over this space, so we can play around with some lighting. Just gonna plonk down a cube here, and then very quickly just move it so that it kind of sits on these things, and then I'm just gonna scale it until it roughly covers this area. Something like this. And then go down to check out. Now this will be interesting. Let's say I want to create one image from here. And we spoke about bookmarks earlier. The first easy way to start to work with images is to create bookmarks. We can do that by holding in Control on our keyboard and choosing a number also on the keyboard. So I'm going to call this one Control 1, and then I'm going to go and create another one from here, maybe Control 2, and maybe one from out here, Control 3. So now I can switch between these images by simply clicking on the keyboard. We're going to start with this one, let's say. We can also look how many we have, how many bookmarks we have, by clicking here on this camera logo here, perspective. And if we go down to bookmarks, we can see we have our 3 bookmarks here, and we can create new ones. We can manage them from here as well. The first thing, easy thing to manipulate what we're seeing just here in the overview here in Unreal Engine is to, in perspective, we can make quick changes to, for instance, the field of view. So we can zoom in, we can zoom out. By default it's set to 90, which is a kind of nice perspective to look from. And at the bottom here you will see a button that's called High Resolution Screenshot. And this is the easiest way to create images from Unreal Engine. If we simply click on this, it will open a dialog box that just says Screenshot Size Multiplier. We can start with 1 to not make it too heavy, and we have a few other settings we might look into later. And if we click Capture, keep an eye on the right hand bottom of the screen, pops up High Resolution Screenshot Saved As, and we click that link, it will open up a spot in our folder. I'm just going to delete these old ones where we have that image. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger so we can see. You can see it's an image of 10 megabytes, and if we open it up and zoom in, it's not so bad. It took like 2 seconds. This is basically a screenshot, but it coming from Unreal Engine, so it works with the ratio of the image, etc. And the location of this let's go ahead and close this, and we can do one more and try and find it. So we can, let's say we increase this to 3, and it gives us a warning that it might take longer. So we click capture, and as you'll see, we're up to 3, 4, 5 seconds, maybe 10 seconds or something on my computer. It gets saved automatically within the project folder. So if we open up here, remember on the documents, by default, Unreal Engine projects, and Studios Pop 01 is the name of this project, and then under saved, screenshots, Windows editor, and here we have the 2 images, and they get saved incrementally with a name like that. This one is 73 megabytes. And if we open it, you can see that it's very, very high resolution. So this is the absolute easiest way to create images in Unreal Engine. I'm going to just show 1 or 2 more things, because we can also here, for instance, in this dialog box, we can specify a region that we want to capture. So this will just allow us to drag around. This is not very precise, but by doing that, we can take a screenshot of just that area. I'm gonna just reduce that to 1 and capture. Click on that link. It will open up an image that shows just that region, which can be very handy. And if we want to make more adjustments to the simple way of just using screenshots, then we would use the post-processing volume, which is what we also learned about in the last video. I'm gonna see if it's still in here, the one that we added before. It should be actually under a specific folder, but I can also search for it. So I type in post. Yes, we have a post-processing volume, which I have it selected. Let's see where it is. I'm gonna click F. Yes, we put that inside of this room here. And we could either move it and work with the settings being infinity extent bound, meaning that it only affects what's inside of the post-processing volume, or unbound, which means that it doesn't matter where it is. So we can actually keep it here and then click 1 to go back to our saved bookmark. Having the post-processing volume clicked, we can from here go ahead and change a bunch of different settings. Like we looked at earlier, we can change the saturation of the image to make it black and white, or increase the saturation. We can also add a bunch of different camera effects, film grain, for instance, to create the sort of effect that there is a blurriness on the, or kind of graininess on the camera. We're not going to be going into all of these details, but here you can go around and experiment with these different settings to get the view the way you want it to. And again, if we want to keep these settings, but we don't want it to affect the whole world as we're seeing it, then we can go back and unclick this button, and you see that it changes, and now it will only affect the little area that it's where that box that we saw earlier is located.